Welcome everyone to the second annual Midwest Madness Collision Course. I am your host Mitch Brown, and we've got 32 of our fastest diecast monster trucks ready to throw it down and become the champion. All eyes are on Steve Bad to the Bones Jones and Carolina Crusher, looking to make it 2 in a row. But all the top teams are here tonight. All 3 Wagner trucks: Avenger, Gravedigger the Legend, Maximum Destruction, First Responder Racing, K&J Motorsports, Team Bigfoot, you name it. Let's go racing. And kicking off the action here tonight, first here in the near lane, we got the 4-time Midwest Madness champion and the 2022 Midwest Madness Driver of the Year, Nugget in Gravedigger. He took Gravedigger to victory lane last year at Collision Course. That's actually the last time he's been there. You know Nugget's hungry for number 5, but he's set to take on the Midwest Madness newcomer, Emmeline Vyers, driving the Little Miss Dangerous over there in the far lane. She's trying to spark a huge upset here in round 1. And they're even down the stretch, but Gravedigger's pulling ahead. Nugget in Gravedigger picks up a big round 1 win here. And his hopes for championship number 5 are staying alive. He's moving on. Up next, first here in the near lane, is Jason Craddock driving El Toro Loco. He is a one-time Midwest Madness champion. He is staged and ready to go, set to take on Maggie Moyes driving her husband's old ride, the Backdraft Dodge, out of First Responder Racing. First Responder Racing has been very consistent so far on the circuit, looking for a breakthrough. And Jason gets her off the line, barely holding the lead, but El Toro Loco picks up a big round 1 win, putting Backdraft on the trailer. Coming up next, this is going to be a good one right here. First here in the near lane is Violet Craddock driving the Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Look out for her. She's one of the most consistent drivers on the circuit, but she's set to take on Savvy Zillogy out of Renegade Bros Racing driving the Black Pearl. Savvy's looked like she's had the Black Pearl dialed in the last couple months. This is going to be a good race here. And both trucks are even going back and forth. Whoa! What a finish. Monster Mutt slams into the wall down there. Can't get the truck stopped. Way too close to call. Let's check the replay. And the Black Pearl does get the whole shot off the line, holding the lead for most of the downstretch, but right there in the air, Monster Mutt passes her back. And I think edged that race. What a close one. They were right there with each other. Good effort by both, but Violet Craddock and the Monster Mutt Dalmatian is moving on. Up next, first here in the near lane, we got Devin Treat driving his brand new AM/PM Boss. He made his Midwest Madness debut last month, barely losing out to Jarrett Booker and Bigfoot. He is set to take on Corey Marvin driving the Northern Nightmare, who made it to the semifinals last month. Northern Nightmare is looking better than ever, waiting on the green light. And AM/PM Boss gets off the line first, but gets way out of shape over the car stack. Northern Nightmare blows through the finish line. Let's see what happened there. Devin Treat gets out to about a half a truck length lead. Still holding it, but gets bobbled up on that car stack big. What a save from Devin Treat. Keeps the truck upright, but loses the race. Northern Nightmare is moving on. And coming up next, first here in the near lane, is Emily Graham out of her brand new team, Team MTA, driving the Barefoot Dodge. Team MTA added quite a few new drivers the last month. You'll see a few of them here tonight. But she's staged and ready to go, set to take on Lydia Moyes out of First Responder Racing, driving the Fire Rescue. She has been on a rail the last couple months, barely losing out both races, and she gets a head start here. Both trucks finished door-to-door at the finish line. Barefoot made up a lot of ground there towards the end of the track, but Fire Rescue led most of that race. Let's check the replay. Both trucks actually get off the line at about the same time, but Fire Rescue wastes no time pulling ahead, gets out to about a truck length lead, gets bobbled up on the car stack. Emily Graham and Barefoot stayed low to the ground. Made up a lot of ground there towards the end. Way too close to call there. And the officials are declaring Emily Graham and Barefoot the winner by a lug nut. That is one of the closest races we've ever seen at Midwest Madness. Tough luck for Lydia. She'll be back. And coming up next, first here in the near lane, is the Midwest Madness newcomer, Perrin Vyers driving Superman. He's looking to debut tonight with a huge splash, but he is taking on a longtime Midwest Madness veteran. Rich Wagner driving the Thunder Chicken, one of the most consistent drivers on the circuit. He's yet to claim his first championship, but he is hungry. He's got Superman here in round 1. And both trucks are even off the line. A slight lead to the Thunder Chicken. Superman got kind of cattywampus there across the final car stack, but it looked like Rich Wagner and Thunder Chicken picked up the win. We'll check the replay to confirm. And both trucks do cut a good light. Superman gets a little crooked out of the gate, but Perrin straightens that truck out real nicely and almost completes the comeback there. That is close. Rich is leading right there, though. Ooh. Who got it? And Rich Wagner picks up the win by half a tire. Thunder Chicken is moving on to round 2. Oh yeah, coming up next, we got a battle of the Fords. First here in the near lane is the one-time Midwest Madness champion, James Valancourt, out of K&J Motorsports Drive-In Liquidator. He's been in that truck the last couple months, looking to break it in here tonight. But he's set to take on Jarrett Booker, Drive-In Bigfoot. Jarrett runs Monster Truck Championship over on YouTube. Definitely make sure to get on over there and check him out. They put on fantastic shows. Let's see if he can get past James Valancourt here in round 1. And Liquidator gets out to a huge lead, but gets bobbled up just a little bit. And Bigfoot stayed straight and I think picked up the win. Jarrett, Booker, and Bigfoot with the comeback victory. Don't forget to check out Monster Truck Championship over there on YouTube. Let's check the replay. And both trucks get off the line at about the same time, but Liquidator wastes no time getting up to about a half a truck length lead. Bigfoot stayed low to the ground. Liquidator got bobbled up, kind of like Devin Treat and the AMPM boss did a couple races ago. Jarrett Booker and Bigfoot moving on. And coming up next, first here in the near lane is Brandon Allen bringing the Lucas Oil Stabilizer back to the line. He's been a force every time he's been out here in that truck. He's looking to take it to victory lane here tonight, but he's set to take on Ian Wook driving the Boogie Van. It's going to be a fast race here. Both drivers want it bad. And the Stabilizer gets off the line first. Boogie Van's trying to catch up. Gets into the camper down there. Completely sends it flying. But I think the Lucas Oil Stabilizer barely edged that one. It was close, though. It was close. Let's check the replay. And Brandon does get off the line first, ever so slightly. Boogie Van is right there with him, though. Makes up some ground in the air, and wow, that's way closer than I thought. It's one of the best races of the night right there. Both drivers giving their all. There goes the camper. But Brandon Allen and the Lucas Oil Stabilizer picks up the win by a quarter tire. He's moving on to round 2. And coming up next, 2 Midwest Madness veterans throwing down for a spot in round 2. First here in the near lane is Shaggy, Matt Cheever driving Gravedigger the Legend. He is a one-time Midwest Madness champion. Definitely a fan favorite out here, but he's set to take on Jason Wook driving Prowler, who looked great a couple months ago. So you can put their truck in round 2. And they're even off the line, going back and forth, but Gravedigger the Legend rolls it over bad. Steers right into the camera there. Way too hard to call. Let's check the replay. Both trucks do cut a good light. They're going back and forth there, but Gravedigger the Legend clips that car stack in the near lane like many trucks have been doing all night long. And over he went. I'm not sure if he crossed the line first, though. What a roll for Matt Cheever and Gravedigger the Legend. It looked like Prowler might have come back on him, though. That's up there for Crash of the Year. Way too close to call. That's a hard one. And by these slimmest of margins, Jason Wook and Prowler eliminates Matt Cheever. Heading down to the track, the Midwest Madness track crew is down there to flip over Matt Cheever and Gravedigger the Legend. Obviously gave everything he had to entertain the fans and get the win, but he fell just short. But take a look at that Gravedigger the Legend, torn to pieces. They'll be selling some t-shirts tonight, but for the night, Gravedigger the Legend is out of competition. Shaggy will be back. Up next, first here in the near lane is the one-time Midwest Madness champion Bradley Graham out of his brand new team, Team MTA, driving his brand new Clydesdale Chevrolet, a brand new chassis and mainframe underneath that truck. He's trying to break it in tonight with a big win, but he's set to take on one of Midwest Madness's most consistent drivers, Hunter Craddock and Bulldozer, who's still looking for his first championship here. Waiting on the green light. And they're both even off the line. Bulldozer's starting to pull ahead and gets it by a truck length. Bradley was trying to chase him down, but that whole shot at the beginning was all Bulldozer needed. Hunter Craddock is moving on to round 2. Up next, first here in the near lane is Walker Stevens bringing his brand new son of a digger to the line. He made it to the finals back in February, looking to do that again here tonight. But he is set to take on Chase Moyes in Axe out of First Responder Racing. Chase debuted that truck a few months ago. It's been one of the top trucks here since, waiting on the green light. And Axe has a slight lead. Son of a Digger's coming back on him. And they finished door to door. Wow, that was close. Did Walker make up the ground or not? We'll definitely have to check the replay. Both trucks get off the line at about the same time. Axe starts to pull ahead, gets some air over the final car stack. Looked like Walker Stevens stayed low to the ground. Still cannot call a winner here. Walker might have come back on him there. What a finish. And yes, he did, by the slimmest of margins. Walker Stevens and Son of a Digger is moving on to round 2. Another good one here. First, here in the near lane is the always consistent Kieran Adams out of K&J Motorsports driving the Incredible Hulk. He is on the short list for the top trucks here on Midwest Madness. Looking to take the Incredible Hulk to victory lane here tonight, but he is set to take on Jimmy Bones Ferguson, bringing back his Avenger Fire. He rolled that truck a few months ago against Prowler. Took it back to the shop, worked on it hard. Ready to go, waiting on the green light. And Avenger has a slight lead, falls behind, and Kieran Adams in the Incredible Hulk comes from behind and picks up a big round 1 win, putting the Incredible Hulk into round 2. Tough luck for Jimmy Bones. He will be back. Coming up next, first here in the near lane is Spooky driving the Mystery Machine. He just had surgery recently. We wish him well. Spooky is back here tonight, but he is set to take on Caden Wilson driving the Jurassic Attack. This is his sophomore appearance here on Midwest Madness. Did great last month, looking to replicate that here tonight. And they're even off the line, but Spooky scoots across that final car stack. Looks like Jurassic Attack rolled over there in front of the fans. They are on their feet. But the Mystery Machine pulled something out and finished that race strong. Let's check the replay. Both trucks get out of the gate at about the same time, even for about most of the race, but Spooky somehow got across that final car stack faster than I've seen anyone do all night long, and that won him the race. Props to Caden Wilson. What a fantastic run for him as well. Spooky's just too much tonight. He is moving on to round 2. What a matchup this is. It's like we hopped in a time machine and went back to 2003. First here in the near lane is Charles Stevens driving the Built Ford Tough Blue Thunder. He made it to the finals last month, barely losing out to Steve Bad of the Bones Jones, but he is set to take on Peanut driving the 20th anniversary Max D. Peanut has struggled on the circuit. He's looking to break through. And Peanut gets him out of the gate. Charles struggled a little bit and fell just enough behind for Peanut and Maximum Destruction to pick up a big round 1 win, putting Blue Thunder on the trailer. Tough luck for Charles. That was a good run, good recovery. Finished strong, but Maximum Destruction gets this one. Up next, we got another good one here. Actually, a rematch from last month. First in the near lane is the one-time Midwest Madness champion, Ethan Wagner, driving Wildhair. He's looking to put Wildhair back in victory lane here tonight, but he is set to take on the 2-time Midwest Madness champion, Rudy Zilligy, out of Renegade Bros Racing, driving Rage. Rage is looking for championship number 3 here tonight. 2 former champs going at it here in round 1. And Rage gets a slight lead out of the gate, but Wildhair came back in the end strong and finished side by side with him. What a run by both drivers. Let's check the replay. Rage does get the jump off the line, starts to pull ahead, has about a truck length lead, got some air in the far lane just a little bit. Ethan stayed low to the ground, kept up the momentum, and he got the win. Coming up next to close out the first round. First here in the near lane is Austin Wagner driving Cyclops. Battle of Chevys here. He's set to take on the reigning and defending Midwest Madness champion Steve Bad to the Bones Jones out of Team MTA driving the Carolina Crusher, who's now a two-time Midwest Madness champion, looking for number 3 here tonight. He's got a tough draw here in round 1. And Cyclops gets to jump off the line. Steve's coming back on him, gets on 2 wheels and saves the truck. What a finish. Steve started to fall behind there at the beginning, but came back in the end strong. What a save. We'll be checking the replay on that. And Cyclops almost leaves Steve frozen there at the finish line, but Steve comes back in the end strong, gets on 2 wheels over the bus stack, and might have just won that race. What a comeback. Yes, he did. Steve Bad to the Bones Jones picks up a big round 1 win here, and he keeps that flag on the back of Carolina Crusher. He's moving on to round 2. So close. What a finish. I want to remind everyone to get on over to the Monster Truck Attitude YouTube channel and check out the king of Diecast Monster Truck Racing, also the creator of this whole thing. I got my inspiration from there along with many others. Steve Bad to the Bones Jones runs Monster Truck Attitude and does a fantastic job. Tuesday night Smashdown, Thursday night Thunder, and a big 32 truck race at the end of the month. The best product out there on YouTube as far as diecast racing is concerned. The presentation, the voice, everything. Steve Jones is by far the best at this. And if you have not checked out Monster Truck Attitude yet, do yourself a favor and check them out. You'll fall down a rabbit hole for the rest of the night. All right, we got 2 former champs kicking us off here in round 2. First, here in the near lane is the 2022 Midwest Madness Driver of the Year and the 4-time Midwest Madness champion Nugget in Gravedigger, looking for championship number 5 here tonight. But he's set to take on the 1-time Midwest Madness champion Jason Craddock in El Toro Loco. It's a good matchup here. And Jason gets a whole shot off the line. Gravedigger's coming back, but Jason rolls it over there right before the finish line. And he might have gave enough room for Nugget to make the comeback. What a lead El Toro Loco had there. And what a rollover. Let's check the replay. Jason for sure gets the jump off the line. Nugget's already playing catch-up. Stays low to the ground. Got bobbled up right before the finish line himself. But Jason Craddock rolls it over bad. Giving room for Nugget and Gravedigger to move on to round 3. What a matchup we have here. First, here in the near lane is Violet Craddock driving the Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Definitely one of the fastest trucks on the circuit. She has been dialed in the last couple months, but she's facing another truck that's been dialed in the last couple months. Corey Marvin driving the Northern Nightmare, who made it to the semifinals just a month ago. And Monster Mutt gets a jump off the line. Corey was right there with her. Held his own all the way through, but Monster Mutt Dalmatian slams into the wall. Nonetheless, picks up the victory. A blast from the past. First, here in the near lane is Emily Graham out of Team MTA driving the Barefoot Dodge. She has a new Barefoot in the works that should be ready to debut next month for Monster Mash 2. But she's set to take on one of the most consistent drivers on the circuit, Rich Wagner driving Thunder Chicken, a fan favorite out here. Rich is still looking for his first championship. It's a big matchup here, waiting on the green light. And Barefoot gets to jump off the line, but goes... Whoa, she rolled it over right at the finish line. Rich Wagner might have passed her right there at the end. Looked like Emily had that one, but you can never count anyone out until it's over. Let's check the replay. And both drivers do cut a good light. Maybe a slight lead Emily and Barefoot, but she got kicked up over that final car stack bad. She did cross the line, but I'm not sure if she got across first. Rich stayed consistent, kept in the throttle, and I think picked up a win there. It's never over until it's over. Tough luck for Emily Graham and Barefoot. She'll debut a new truck next month. Rich Wagner in Thunder Chicken is moving on to round 3. Up next, first here in the near lane is Brandon Allen bringing the Lucas Oil Stabilizer back to the line. A fan favorite, no doubt about it. He's looking for his first championship here tonight, but he's set to take on Jarrett Booker driving Bigfoot, who runs Monster Truck Championship on YouTube. One of the best circuits out there. Jarrett is an amazing guy, does great things for the community. Let's see if he can win this race. And he gave everything he had, but Brandon Allen had kept his foot in the throttle all the way through, slams into the wall, and might have just beat Bigfoot. We'll check the replay. Brandon does get Jared off the line ever so slightly. What a good run from Bigfoot. He was cutting him no slack whatsoever. But Brandon Allen has a perfect run, slams into the wall, and picks up a big win here. He is moving on to round 3. You can hear the Let's Go Brandon chants now. Coming up next, first here in the near lane is Hunter Craddock driving Bulldozer, still searching for his first championship. One of the most consistent drivers out here. He had a big round 1 win against Bradley Graham and Clydesdale, but he's set to take on Jason Wook in Prowler. Both drivers are hungry for a round 3 spot here tonight. Waiting on the green light. And Bulldozer gets to jump off the line, but Prowler settles down really well in no man's land and made the comeback. Jason Wook in Prowler gets into the wall, but is walking away with the round 2 win. Coming up next, we got a good matchup here. First here in the near lane is Walker Stevens driving the son of a digger. He's looking to put that truck in victory lane here tonight for the first time, but he has his hands full. He's set to take on one of the most consistent drivers on the circuit, Kieran Adams out of K&J Motorsports, driving the Incredible Hulk, who has been a force all year long. And they're even up the line, going back and forth, and they finish door to door. Kieran slams into the wall, gets the truck sideways. What a wreck. Crowd is on their feet, but who won the race? Unbelievable effort by both drivers. Both trucks are even out of the gate, maybe a slight lead to Walker. Shoots the truck to the right just a little bit. Kieran kept it straight. Wow, that was a close finish. What a good run by both drivers, but we are being told Kieran Adams and the Incredible Hulk barely edged it out. He's moving on to round 3. Machine still looking for his first championship, but he's matching up against his brother Peanut, driving the Maximum Destruction, who's also looking for his first championship. Spot in round 3 is on the line. One of these brothers is moving on. Let's see who it's going to be. And they're even out of the gate slightly to the Mystery Machine, but what a rollover. Spooky might have got across the line first, but at what cost? Peanut was cutting him no slack whatsoever, right there with him all the way through. What a crash from Spooky and the Mystery Machine. Unbelievable. We'll be checking the replay. And both trucks are even off the line. Spooky starts to pull ahead just a little bit. Gets across the final car stack like he's been doing all night long, but couldn't keep it together. What a crazy rollover. One of the craziest crashes of the year. And we are being told he barely edged it out. Spooky and the Mystery Machine is moving on if he can. Heading down to the track. The Midwest Madness track crew is down there to flip over Spooky and the Mystery Machine. You can already see the damage. What a crazy rollover that was. He is all right, but is the Mystery Machine all right? We're going to find out soon. Definitely a lot of body damage there. We'll get you an update here in between rounds, but Spooky and the Mystery Machine is moving on to round 3 if he can. What a wild second round. We're set to close it out here with 2 Chevys going at it and 2 former champs going at it. First here in the near lane is Ethan Wagner driving Wildhair, who's a former one-time Midwest Madness champion. He is staged and ready to go looking for championship number 2, but he's set to take on the reigning and defending Midwest Madness champion, Steve Bad to the Bones Jones, out of Team MTA, driving the Carolina Crusher Chevrolet, who's a 2-time Midwest Madness champion, looking for number 3. Battle of Chevys. And they're even off the line, but Carolina Crusher pulls ahead at the end. Steve had something extra there, and he picks up the big round 2 win, moving on to the 3rd round here at Midwest Madness Collision Course. What a win. What an effort by Ethan. Let's check the replay. Wildhair does get the jump off the line, but Steve Jones catches him right there. It looked like Wildhair might have clipped the inside bus stack. And that is all Steve Jones needed. Gets it by about a half a truck and is moving on to the 3rd round for his 3rd straight month in a row. Unprecedented stuff. Steve Bad to the Bones Jones is moving on to round 3. Good effort by Ethan. He was right there with him. If anyone's looking to get in on these races, then head on over to the Monster Truck Attitude Facebook page, as they host registration 3 times a month for Tuesday Night Smashdown, Thursday Night Thunder, and a 32 truck race at the end of the month. You will not have a better time. Steve Jones is the best out there as far as Diecast Monster Truck Racing is concerned. The granddaddy of them all. He created the whole thing. I got my inspiration from there along with many others. Check him out. Monster Truck Attitude on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. The best out there. Time for poo-poo is not the best. Monster Truck Attitude. Check them out. And don't forget to check out their show at the end of the month, Worlds Collide. Smashdown versus Thunder. It's going to be a good time. Make sure you get on over to the Monster Truck Attitude YouTube page and check them out. But kicking off the third round here. First, in the near lane, we got Violet Craddock bringing her Monster Mutt Dalmatian to the line. She is set to take on the 2022 Midwest Madness Driver of the Year and the 4-time Midwest Madness champion, Nugget in Gravedigger, looking for number 5 here tonight. The winner moves on to the semifinals. And they're even out of the game, maybe slightly to the Monster Mutt, but Gravedigger came back in the end and made that close. Ooh-wee. Way too close to call. Monster Mutt early, Gravedigger late, but wasn't enough. And Violet barely does beat the 4-time champ off the line, but Gravedigger stays in it. Settles down real well in the far lane and barely got the wheel across the line first. Nugget in Gravedigger is back to the semifinals for the first time in a long time, looking to defend his collision course championship from last year. Good effort from Violet. She was right there. Came down to the wire. This field of trucks is narrowing down fast. First here in the near lane is Brandon Allen driving the Lucas Oil Stabilizer. He's looked better than ever all night long. He's taking out some big names, but he's set to take on another big name. Rich Wagner driving Thunder Chicken, a fan favorite. Rich has been out here since the very first Midwest Madness show. Been close many times looking for his first championship. And they're even off the line going back and forth, but it looked like the Lucas Oil Stabilizer got across the line first, gets into the tree. Rich was cutting him no slack. Let's check the replay. Both trucks get a good jump off the line. Brandon Allen starts to pick up momentum right away. Got a little veered to the right off the car stack there, but nonetheless, he does cross the line first. Brandon Allen is moving on to the semifinals. We have gotten word that Spooky is ready to go for the third round matchup against Steve Bad of the Bones Jones, but coming up next, first here in the near lane is Kieran Adams out of K&J Motorsports driving the Incredible Hulk. He is set to take on Jason Wook driving Prowler. Both drivers looked like they're on a mission all night long. Spot in the semifinals hangs in the balance. And a slight lead to the Incredible Hulk. Both drivers are going for it, but the Incredible Hulk picks up the win over Prowler. Prowler was cutting him no slack whatsoever. Kieran Adams is in the semifinals here at Midwest Madness Collision Course. Kieran does get off the line first, has about a quarter truck length lead. Prowler is right there with him all the way through, but the whole shot is all Kieran needed. The Incredible Hulk is moving on to the semifinals for the first time ever. Closing out the third round. There you see Spooky's team has that truck back to the line. The Mystery Machine is definitely not at 100%, but we'll see what he's got. Look at that damage. Spooky is ready to go, but he's set to take on the reigning and defending Midwest Madness champion Steve Bad of the Bones Jones out of Team MTA driving the Carolina Crusher Chevrolet, who's a 2-time Midwest Madness champion. He's made it to the finals the past 2 months, looking to make it to the semis tonight. And Spooky gets out to a huge lead, goes end over end. Steve Jones crosses the line. He'll be your winner. What a wreck for Spooky. Check the replay. All year long, I don't think anyone's gotten Steve Jones off the line like that, but the momentum cost him. The back end kicks up right away, end over end. The Mystery Machine goes. And Carolina Crusher picks up the win. He's moving on to the semifinals for his 3rd straight month, but the story is Spooky and the Mystery Machine. What a crash. What an effort trying to make it to the semifinals, but tonight will not be his night. Steve Jones moving on. Heading down to the track. What a ride from Spooky and the Mystery Machine. This is his 2nd crash of the night, but the Midwest Madness track crew is down there to flip him back upright. Spooky is out of the truck. He's doing all right, but look at that damage. Wow, the body is falling apart. What a night for the Mystery Machine. Gave his all, got close to the finals, but man, oh man, he is entertaining the fans. A fan favorite, no doubt about it. Spooky will be back, especially for Monster Mash 2 next month. Seems like his themed event. Nonetheless, Steve Bad of the Bones Jones moving on to the semifinals. told y'all about our inspiration over on Monster Truck Attitude, but I want to give some shine to another Diecast Monster Truck channel, Monster Truck Championship. Jarrett Booker does an amazing job with these shows. He's been hosting Fire vs. Ice for the past month. It has been a good time. He usually hosts Monday Night Monster War, which will come back in October. You should join the Facebook page so you can enter these races with me, Steve Jones, and basically everybody you see on the Midwest Madness circuit. Monster Truck Championship on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Can't say it enough. An amazing job over there. We appreciate their support. And, yep. Check them out. Monster Truck Championship. Don't forget to get on over to the Monster Truck Championship YouTube channel and check out their most recent series, Fire vs. Ice. But we're set to kick off the semifinals here. First in the near lane is Brandon Allen driving the Lucas Oil Stabilizer. He has been on a mission all night long, but he is taking on the 2022 Midwest Madness Driver of the Year and the four-time Midwest Madness champion, Nugget in Gravedigger. He won this show last year, looking to put Gravedigger in the finals again. He hasn't been there for a long time. The Stabilizer does get the jump off the line, but Gravedigger looked like he came back on him there. What a run by both drivers. Both trucks have been on fire all night long, and both had a good run here. Let's check the replay. The Stabilizer does get off the line first, but Gravedigger stays right there with him. Looks like he got over the final car stack a little nicer than the Stabilizer did, and that's all it took. Nugget in Gravedigger is back in the finals here at Collision Course. We are set to close out the semifinals. Who's going to face Nugget and Gravedigger? We'll find out soon. But first here in the near lane is Kieran Adams out of K&J Motorsports driving the Incredible Hulk. We've been telling you all night long how consistent he's been. He finds himself in the semifinals. Taking on the reigning and defending Midwest Madness champion Steve Bad of the Bones Jones out of Team MTA driving Carolina Crusher. He's a two-time Midwest Madness champion. He's been in the finals the past 2 months, looking to make it 3 in a row. And they're even off the line. Steve Jones starts to pull ahead, and Steve Bad of the Bones Jones puts Carolina Crusher in the finals for the 3rd straight month here at Midwest Madness. Maybe the 4th straight month. Unbelievable. I'm losing track. The hottest truck on the circuit, Steve Jones, is moving on. It all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. We started with 32 trucks, and we have worked our way down to 2. There you saw a new obstacle the track crew added. Threw the camper on top of the buses. But coming up first here in the near lane is the 4-time Midwest Madness champion and the 2022 Midwest Madness Driver of the Year, Nugget in Gravedigger. The most accomplished driver on the circuit. He won Collision Course last year, but he's set to take on the reigning and defending Midwest Madness champion, Steve Bad of the Bones Jones out of Team MTA driving Carolina Crusher, who's a 2-time champion himself, looking for championship number 3. 2 of the most accomplished drivers at Midwest Madness throwing down for the championship. And Steve gets Nugget off the line and holds it all the way through. Nugget and Gravedigger was right there with him. What a run by both drivers. Ooh-wee. I'd say Steve Jones edged it, but we'll definitely have to check the replay to confirm. What a night of racing. Steve Jones might have just claimed his 3rd championship. Let's check the replay. Both trucks get off the line at about the same time. I thought Carolina Crusher had a slight lead, but settles down really nicely, and Steve Jones does get the wheel across the line first. Steve Jones and Carolina Crusher is now a 3-time Midwest Madness champion. And the flag stays on the back of Carolina Crusher. Steve Jones is walking away with the championship yet again. Can anybody dethrone Steve Jones? Find out next month. What an awesome night of racing we had. Thank you everyone so much for coming out and joining us. I've been your host, Mitch Brown. A big congratulations goes out to Steve Bad of the Bones Jones and Carolina Crusher on claiming your 3rd Midwest Madness championship. And we will see everybody next time, October 29th, for our biggest show of the year, Monster Mash 2. You do not want to miss it. The course is insane. I'm looking at it right now. It'll blow your mind. Thank you everyone so much for the support. Don't forget to check out Monster Truck Attitude and Monster Truck Championship. And we'll see you next month.